Before we even begin, let's talk about length. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is a massive game. Like, you could start it on a first date and finish it divorced with 2 kids kinda massive. If you thought you were gonna casually breeze through this on a weekend, I have some bad news for you. This will most certainly be my longest faulty breakdown to date, and I'm gonna do this for my love of the game. Now, getting it to actually run was a journey. First I tried Suyu, which worked, technically, in the same way a car with no wheels technically moves if you're rolling down a hill. No 60 FPS patch, wrong version of Xenoblade, shaders looking like Vaseline on a Game Boy camera. It was bad. So I did what any desperate gamer does. I went crawling to Fit Girl Repacks, who is definitely a woman. Don't look that up. And praise be we got it installed. And with that, ladies, gentlemen, and Monado wielders of ambiguous gender, this is a faulty breakdown of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Upon pressing the start button, you're greeted with a cutscene and, ew, British people. Yeah, I forgot to mention this game was dubbed in the UK or something, so all the voice actors are Brit bongs. The world was nothing but an endless sea, then 2 great titans came into existence, the Bionis and the Mechonis. The titans were locked in a timeless battle, until at last, only their life as corpses remain. Eons have passed now, and our world is under attack from a relentless force known as the Mechon. Cut to a full-blown war, and we see a man with a sword f***ing shit up. He seems too confident, and enter Hulk Hogan, Dixon. He tells Mr. Swordman to retreat to Colony 6, but Mr. Swordman refuses, and we learn his name is Dumban. So, Dumban and Dixon run into the fight. Now this game's combat system is sort of like an MMO, in the sense that you have a hotbar and cooldown times, but it's much more than that. For now, let's just destroy some Mechon with our cool glowy sword of death. You can use the D-pad to switch between arts and move around. After we defeat some Mechon, even more are coming. Dumban wants to even the odds a bit and rushes straight towards the Mechon, messing them up until he short circuits and almost dies, but the Hulkster saves us. Mumcar proceeds to run away. He's getting the hell out of here. I would too if I was in this situation. Mumcar runs into laser death beams, cut back to Dumban screaming and running into the Mechon. Then there's a cool ass zoom out of the Bionis and the Mechonis. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Cut to blonde anime boy staring at a dragonfly like it's whispering government secrets. This is Shulk. He's a mechanic, a scholar, and probably drinks grass smoothies. He finds what looks like a Mechon, but no, plot twist, it's just a crowd. Crisis averted. It's running time, baby. We beat the crustacean and the game throws us a few more tutorials. After killing a caterpillar with extreme prejudice, it's back to the colony. Along the way, we fight bunnies, flies, and existential dread. And then we're introduced to one of Xenoblade's proudest traditions. The characters won't shut up. They will repeat the same lines until the heat death of the universe, and honestly, it slaps. Back at the colony, we activate some side quests, get gemmed up, and head to Shulk's lab. There it is, the iconic Xenoblade, the Monado. Take a shot every time they say Monado. Actually don't, you'll die. Dixon pops in like your drunk uncle at Thanksgiving and asks if we tried turning the Monado on. We get a flashback to Dunban whispering sweet nothings to Shulk about the Monado controlling him. Normal guy behavior. Dixon tells us to go touch grass and leaves. Cut to Fiora bantering with her anime brother. And then tragedy. He drops his spoon. The music swells. It's very emotional. Now we're playing as Fiora. Welcome to White Woman Simulator 2025. Her objective? Bring food to her man. She has exactly 2 jump sounds. You'll hear them both repeatedly. Shulk calls the food amazing, and we get some heavy-handed foreshadowing from Fiora's dialogue. Then, a hunk of metal crashes from the sky. Neat. I try to attack a nearby enemy, but it just Thanos snaps out of existence. Doing side quests proves fatal. Life is pain. Back at the lab, Ryan decides to try the Monado and gets absolutely bodied. He flails around, nearly kills Fiora, and she storms off in a rage. Shulk has a mild vision seizure, but don't worry, it's cool. Happens all the time. He's chill about it. After wrapping up some errands, we're off to the caves. Fiora joins the party, because of course she does. Welcome to Tephra Cave, home of giant bugs, awkward camera angles, and level gaps that will absolutely mess you up if you wander even slightly off the critical path. I try to take on a giant caterpillar, it kills me. Okay, we grind a little, upgrade some arts, optimize gear, try again, it kills me again. You win this round, worm. We dip deeper into the cave, fighting lizards and brogs. Eventually, we find the ether cylinders we came for. But surprise, weird-looking robots drop in to ruin our day. Oh, and Mechon are also falling from the sky back at Colony 9. Totally normal stuff. We cut to Dunban waking up like, I felt a disturbance in the plot. And we rush back to the town. Things are not good. People are getting chomped. It's a whole buffet out here. We fight a Mechon and the game is like, hey, what if you ran away? So we do. Strategic retreat, baby. We try to reach the lab, but it's blocked. Time to get some mech suits. Fiora volunteers to go through the alley while Shulk and Ryan hold off the Mechon. Classic RPG split the party moment. We fight the Mechon, but Ryan's allergic to pressing the topple button in the 3-second window he has, so it's a slow crawl. Just when all hope seems lost, Dumban returns. Kept you waiting, huh? Hell yeah. Meanwhile, Fiora gets in the robot. Dumban coughs up some blood and possibly dies of sheer anime. Now it's Shulk's time to shine. He grabs the Monado, triggers another vision, and dodges an attack like British Neo. Dumban is shook. This boy's got the glow. Then we meet the face Mechon. The Monado doesn't work on it. Dumban and Ryan get clapped. Fiora charges in like an absolute queen. Shulk sees a vision of her dying, but can't stop it, and yup, she dies, brutally. Shulk screams. Rage stabs the face Mechon in the eye, and just gives him a mean look and flies away. Not gonna lie, cold as hell. With the colony in ruins, we get a flashback to 14 years ago. Dixon finds some corpses in the Monado, and plot twist, a mysterious little boy just chilling underneath it. This will be important later, probably, maybe. Time to head to Colony 6, but first, deeper into Tephra Cave to reach the Bionis Knee. Along the way, we find some dead scouts and more bugs. Shulk has another vision, Ryan dying again, classic. Before we can process that, giant enemy spiders. Kill the spiders, more spiders, all the spiders. Ryan gets caught in a web like the dumbass he is. Time to go save him. We climb the vines like Big Boss climbs ladders. Slow, deliberate, with no music. Ryan's surrounded by spiders and everyone's screaming each other's names like it's a soap opera. Shulk activates the Monado Piss Beam and it stops Ryan from becoming spider food. Now it's time to turn this giant enemy spider into soup. After escaping the cave, we get a majestic zoom out shot of the Bionis and the Mechonis. Kinda breathtaking actually. Then, just to ruin the vibe, we cut to the faced Mechon, devouring someone like a meat grinder. Onward to Colony 6, but first, a weird teleporter zaps us to a Nopon who calls us his pupils. It's a time attack mode. We immediately fail. Moving on. To get to Colony 6, we've got to cross the Bionis Lake. We see smoke rising. Someone's having a barbecue out here. Let's investigate. Someone abandoned a buggy, and it's still warm. What happened to the driver? Shulk touches the buggy, and has another Monado vision. Some kid's about to get bodied near the water. Cue Gaur Plains theme, aka instant chills. While vibing to the music, we slaughter some innocent creatures for money and experience. Then, a level 81 monster strolls over and deletes us from existence. Classic. We eventually find the boy and beat the dinos attacking him. His name's Juju. We escort him back to the camp, vibing to Gaur Plains nighttime music, which hits even harder. Back at the camp, a woman named Sharla is tearing into Juju, and we learn that Colony 6 has been overrun by Mechon. Also, important note, in Definitive Edition you can change character outfits freely, so from this point forward, Shulk will be naked. That's for the ladies out there. You're welcome. Juju, being a genius, runs off alone to Colony 6 and is definitely gonna die. Shulk knows this. Sharla joins our party anyway, despite us all having a collective brain cell. Back through the plains to rescue Juju again, we find his buggy abandoned again. Guess he decided walking was the move. A Mechon has him hostage, so it's time to fight. Sharla nearly dies, but Shulk activates his main character powers and we get a cool anime fight. It's honestly kind of hilarious with naked Shulk in the scene. I die for the first time, grind a bit, optimize gear, go back, and suddenly the fight's cake. Halfway through, the Mechon tries to dip, but not before Shulk slices it like deli meat. Ryan catches Juju mid-fall, and Sharla immediately commits domestic violence on the child. But wait, Shulk realizes that's not the Mechon from the vision, and of course right on cue, the face Mechon drops in and starts talking. His name? Metal Face. Yeah. We beat on him, but it's useless. The Monado does nothing. Shulk goes full anime rage, screaming, slashing, throwing himself at the thing. Metal Face basically shrugs and flies off. Time is up. Insert dramatic footage here. And now we chase him. Again. Time to save Juju again. We finally make it to Colony 6 and Sharla immediately suggests we go into another mine. It's a Mario time, baby. And we're going through the drainage pipe. Inside, there's a random shop and menus flying at me like I just booted up a gacha game. More Mechon, more destruction. Then, Sharla hears a rifle shot and bolts. Turns out it's a Thoron. He's alive and notably the only black guy in this entire game. Don't Google that. Anyway, we save him from getting Mechoned, and he hits Sharla with the Gatol's gun. Only his rifle remained. Edgy, dramatic, peak anime. Off to the central pit where Shulk touches something again and gets a vision of a Thoron falling into green Kool-Aid. Ryan asks what's wrong, and Shulk hits him with the classic "it's nothing." No, he suddenly yells. Shulk wants to plan things out, but a Thoron charges him with raw dad energy. Ryan has a serious moment here and tells Shulk, if you get a vision, tell me. We'll change the future together. Rose finally learning. Down we go via anime elevator, smacking Mechon left and right on top of a literal giant drill. It's platforming, it's combat, it's a Metroid Prime fever dream. And then boom, Metal Face. face. Man's here again, laughing like a Saturday morning cartoon villain. He's got Juju strung up, his hair glitching out like a PS2 cutscene. Meet Zord. He sounds like a lunchbox brand and looks like a rejected Chainsaw Man demon. Shulk charges in, swings the Monado, and it does nothing. Again, time for another boss fight. His laughter in Shulk's visions is comedy gold. We chip him down, and Nilthoron shows up piloting a mech suit out of nowhere. Absolute Giga Chad move. Shulk screams, "Change the future," and uses a hookshot to save a Thoron, but a Thoron pulls a noble sacrifice and shoots Zord point blank before falling into the ether pool. Ryan catches him last second. Dude just won't die. Sharla gets Gaddled's rifle, and we level up some arts. We hop on a freight elevator, but surprise, Zord's still alive. Rematch time. This time he's a joke. Monado works now, and the team just dunks on him. "You beat me without even using the true power of the Monado," he yells, before exploding like every villain with zero foreshadowing. Who won't? Outside, Juju wakes up, and another face Mechon shows up, and this one talks mad trash. "Zord was crushed by maggots like you," he sneers. Then he mocks Fiora's death. "I have a good memory." Shulk snaps and charges at him, but the Monado still ain't doing jack. He gets absolutely bodied. Just when all hope is lost, Dixon and Dumban show up like it's the final arc of a shonen anime. Dumban slices through the Mechon like butter. We swap them into the party, and cut to Dumban trying to hit a Mechon. He tells everyone to fall back, but then a Telethia swoops in. While everyone's panicking, Shulk goes full anime protagonist and pierces the face Mechon's armor. The Mechon retreat, and we see some mysterious pretty boy petting the Telethia. Suspicious, majestic, maybe evil. We now have to get to Prison Island, but first we gotta pass through Satorl Marsh, and immediately get nuked by a monster. Eventually we make it to the marsh, and it's stunning glowing lakes, glowing trees, all set to some peaceful Studio Ghibli-ass music. We find some Napons, grab a bunch of quests, and promptly die. After 3 tries, I finally kill an optional enemy, barely. Then I somehow survive a level 30 owl, gaming. We take a break at a glowing lamp that keeps monsters away. Nice vibes. Then we jump up a river, because apparently that's the fastest way up, and almost get pancaked by a literal titan. Party splits up, and Dixon drops the line, "Don't know how I feel about deceiving these kids," foreshadowing that EXE. We grab 5 MacGuffins and summon a giant flying chicken. It can't be broken if you didn't grind. You're just dead. I win by the skin of my teeth, go up some stairs, and the elevator's broken. Classic. We climb some vines and enter the Bionis lung. Everything is sticky and wet, and I don't want to talk about it. Cut to a scene of a woman getting loaded into a Mechon. She calls it Lady Maintenance. No context. Weird energy. Back outside. Chaos. A wild Telethia is wrecking everything. Then magic sparkles. New Girl does a full Sailor Moon attack and cuts back to us. We're now in Makna Forest, aka the back of the Bionis. Bees, giant frogs, every animal wants me dead. Crossing Anxiety Bridge. That's not its name, I just felt it in my soul. We kill dinosaurs and find the magical girl from earlier that passed out. Shulk touches her, gets a vision, completely useless. To heal her, we need pure water crystals. We jump down and get jump scared by the anime twink from earlier. He stares into our souls and goes, "My name is Alvis." Cue cutscene. Telethia attacks. Shulk gets bodied instantly. Visions fail. "They can read your mind," Alvis says. "Cool, love that." He then proceeds to solo the Telethia like it's a Tuesday. "That was amazing!" Shulk gasps. Yeah, no kidding. He somehow learns Monado Purge from watching that, because apparently Shulk's a fast learner. We use it, win some fights, and it's Brian calls Shulk a schizo. He's not wrong. Cut to Sharla shooting glitter into the air. Magic Girl absorbs it and wakes up. She slaps Shulk. Ryan acts like a clown.
Shut up.
We reach Frontier Village and are immediately swarmed by adorable Napon who worship us like gods. I just now remember the gem system exists because I forgot to grab the portable furnace. Whoops. Quick detour back to Colony 9 to play Minecraft with the gem system for 20 minutes. We make our way to meet Heropon Ricky, and possibly the most annoying character in the entire game. Everything about him, the voice, the mannerisms, the writing, just pure chaos. Ryan mocks him on sight, and honestly, same. We slap some armor on Ricky, and he tells us where the Telethia is. Great, we head towards the Crystal Caves, but on the way we get absolutely obliterated by a level 37 beast. I thought I was strong enough. I was wrong. The game very politely suggests I switch to casual mode, but I'm a gamer. I would rather die repeatedly and waste an hour of my life than admit defeat, so I go back to my favorite activity, wildlife extermination for experience. We finally make it to Crystal Cave. Cue boss fight. The Telethia swoops in and Melia stuns it like a pro. We charge in, weapons out. This thing immediately puts us all to sleep and flashes the screen screen like it's trying to speedrun a seizure warning. We get its HP halfway down, and suddenly it's regenerating faster than my will to live during a Ricky cutscene. Time to use Purge, the Monado's anti-bullshit button. Shulk locks it down while Dumban and Ryan go full blender mode, and Melia finishes the job with fireworks. Victory. So, off we go into the magic portal. Welcome to Eryth Sea. It's gorgeous, full of glowing water and floating islands, like we stepped into a dream or a Final Fantasy tech demo. We spot Prison Island in the distance, and Melia says we can teleport there eventually, but first, beach episode. Kinda? We fight a bunch of things on the sand, do some errands, and also I went back to rebuild part of Colony 6 because I hate free time. Anyway, back to the main quest. I take the teleporter straight into a near-death experience, immediately swarmed by birds, and what I can only describe as furry Wookiee rejects. We fight our way through, and surprise, another teleporter. Now we're face to face with more Hyentia, plus some shady new characters who are clearly evil because they have dramatic voices and wear dark robes. From the sounds of it, sending Melia to the forest might have been a setup to get her killed, by her sister no less. Not totally confirmed yet, but the drama is simmering. We cut to Melia as she runs to see her father, the Emperor. Meanwhile, the gang's been arrested because apparently Shulk isn't pure of heart, which, okay, rude. I won't linger on this arc too much, it's kind of a snooze fest. Courtroom drama with feathers. Skipping ahead, Alvis shows up out of nowhere, drops some Monado lore, then casually frees us. Thanks, King. Now we're tasked with saving some Hyentia citizens from immediate doom. Before doing that, I go full RPG Goblin and accept every side quest I see. Teleport, kill stuff, teleport again, kill more stuff, the usual. Then we hit a wall, specifically some lizard enemies who absolutely annihilate me. Once, twice, maybe even more. I lose count. I swap Dumban out and bring Ryan back into the mix and instantly feel like I've put Goku on the field. The man's packing 6,000 HP while Dumban's barely pushing 3,000. Welcome back, big guy. I missed you. Then comes the trial of the tomb. Melia is in danger, so we storm the place. Everything's tense, mysterious, and then Ryan, the absolute legend, does a classic oopsie, and the entire squad falls into the tomb like clowns tripping over a plot device. One thing I've noticed in Definitive Edition, the game randomly swaps out party members in new areas. This time it kicks Sharla for Dumban. Honestly, I'm not even mad. It's kinda nice hearing new banter, and honestly, who needs healing when some of the enemies in here fold like wet cardboard? I'm over leveled and ready to delete some mobs. We get stomped by a giant golem, but this dude is less boss and more speed bump. We smack into orbit in under 30 seconds. After more climbing, slipping into bottomless pits like morons, and general spelunky mischief, we finally reach Melia. She's in the middle of fighting her own sister. Family drama in full swing, and oh look, there's the Telethia just casually vibing in the ancient tomb. This fight is actually really solid. The Telethia keeps toppling the whole party, and the sister is immune to the Monado, which forces strategy to shift. Ryan becomes the MVP, spamming speed like he just downed 5 cans of gamer fuel. We eventually pull through and save Melia. Back to the Emperor, who drops some lore. The Bionis is waking up again soon, and he gives us this heartfelt "please be friends with my daughter" speech. Okay bro, sure, whatever helped you sleep at night. We cut to the evil league of obviously bad people doing obviously bad things inside an evil dark room. They're officially commencing the assault on Bionis, because of course they are. Cut to Metalface mocking one of the other mechs and heading out like a Saturday morning cartoon villain. I spend some time running around, doing side quests for XP and getting into heartfelt moments with the party. Then, heart-to-heart scene crash. Love that. Reload and boom, giant enemy spider jump scare. This game really knows how to keep you emotionally unstable. Anyway, plot time. Shulk gets a vision of the king getting stabbed, and the Mechon are inbound fast. The king already left for Prison Island alone, because apparently common sense is illegal in this world. We gotta go save him. Mechon ships close in, but then flying creatures from the island swoop in and start wrecking them. Hell yeah, let's go. Not before nearly getting killed by a floating orb of death. I'm just trying to complete some side quests, leave me alone. I switch over to Dumban for a bit, trying to enjoy the stylish swordplay, but that doesn't last long. Lizards roll up, Shulk forgets what speed is, and I get clapped into next week. These lizards are straight up problematic. I died so many times the game tried to hand me a pacifier and suggest casual mode. No, I will suffer. I will beat the lizard legitimately. Cue Dumban yelling, "We are at one with the battlefield." Shut up, Dumban. You're benched again. Welcome back, Sharla. Bring snacks. There are just so many lizards. Eventually, we hit the glowy button to activate the thing and another thing to activate a bigger thing. Hitting another switch summons a giant sky shark who decides we're lunch. We beat it, and now the Mechon Assault is really ramping up. Meanwhile, the king is chatting with some creepy chained up guy who definitely looks like he eats monologues for breakfast. And boom, we're officially on Prison Island. It's dark, it's drab, and everything here wants to kill us just for existing. We beat up some elemental orbs and sky rays, and for Shulk's dignity and my sanity, I put his shirt back on. It's raining, and I'm tired of looking at this Ken doll torso. We reach a massive door. Big door, says Ryan. So true, bestie. Melia starts chanting like she's at a Renaissance fair, and boom, door opens. We're in Prison Island. Again, can't stop saying it. We scale the tower. This is it. The place Shulk saw in his vision. Roll cutscene.
This is it. This is the place I saw.
Welcome, true heir to the Monado. I am Zanza.
Some guy named Zanza's been chilling here for centuries like he's on death row with HBO. Apparently he made the Monado, and the High Ante locked him up because they were terrified of what he could do. Metalface busts in like the Kool-Aid Man and tells us to free Zanza so the Monado can unlock its true power. Melia's face screams this is a bad idea, but Shulk goes through with it anyway. Just as Zanza's about to break free, Metalface stabs him. Real backstab hours. Meanwhile, some silver-faced Mechon is talking to Zanza telepathically, because this game never skips a chance to get more insane. Shulk attacks, but then Metalface starts dunking on the party. Just when it looks like we're toast. The king comes in and PK thunders the face Mechon. Absolute king move. But then he gets stabbed. Rip dad. Cue dramatic power surge. Shulk unlocks the new Monado symbol and the blade gets bigger, beefier, and somehow more anime.
It's changing form.
Metalface for some reason keeps targeting Ryan. Huge mistake. And we manage to slice his arm off. Twist. Fiora is still alive. She doesn't seem to remember us and just pieces out like we didn't just have a boss fight over her. King Dad dies, and I'm not that torn up about it. We barely knew him. Dumban shows up wearing a helmet that makes him look like a futuristic popcorn bucket. We all talk about how Fiora didn't recognize us. And boom, new goal. Help Fiora get her memories back. Step 1, go to Sword Valley. But first, we must get in the pod and zip off into the forest. Ogre bashing commences. We cut to Fiora being repaired like a car at a Jiffy Lube. She escapes. Metalface sees her but doesn't catch her. Next up, Valak Mountain. It's cold, like really cold. We descend the icy slopes, dodging flying monsters and fighting snow-themed wildlife. We find an ice slide that I immediately die on because of course I do. And at the bottom, there's a Napon camp. They live here? And I realize I haven't mentioned enough how good this game's atmosphere is. The snow, the glowing beams, the music. It's a vibe. We find some ruins sealed under ice. Obviously we need to melt it. I take the ice slide again and find a spider nest. I get absolutely folded. Retry, kill the mobs in the room first. Suddenly it was way easier. Giant spider, dead. We move on and discover a lava cave inside the ice zone. Because logic. A dragon kicks my ass and I try again. Do a chain attack in the lava like a genius. Die again. Third time's the charm. Dragon down. We grab the magma rock and finally melt the ice.
The Monado.
The Monado.
The Monado. The Monado. The Monado.
The Monado, it's
The Monado.
Say the word, you know you want to. Out on the frozen lake we fight some crabs. It's fun. Ice physics always add spice. Then Fiora jump scare. She shows up and clearly has something to say, but then Metalface jump scare. Shulk drops the Monado, and big twist. The Mechon piloting Metalface is none other than Mumkar, the whiny little gremlin from the beginning of the game. Melia sneak attacks him, and it's time for a boss fight. He's not too bad, and he and Dumban have an anime sword rivalry moment. It's fun. I'll just let that scene play out.
Sword Valley! Why did you change sides? Why the Mechon?
You're as blind as you were then. I've wanted you dead for years.
What's happening? Is the Bionis moving?
I wanted to get to Monado so I could be the new hero.
Is that it? That's the puerile reason you killed all those innocent people! Ravaged our home!
I love this body. The power! Dumbbans, you'll never win! Get on your knees and worship me!
Never. I will strike you down and all that you have become, you wretched fool. The Monado will stop you, and then you will know the shame of all that you have done, traitor!
Shut your mouth and come on!
But then, God descends. A golden Mechon lands from the sky. This is Ego, the leader of Mechonis. Yes, that Ego. He grabs Fiora and pieces out while Shulk screams Fiora like it's a series finale of a CW show. Next up, Sword Valley. It's crawling with Mechon. Dixon shows up with some new gear, and after fiddling around in the menus, we tell him what happened, and once again, he says something suspicious. Epic foreshadowing alert. We go make some gems, power up a bit, and open the giant gate. Behind it, more Mechon, of course. Before we continue, let me show you my gemmies. At this point, you should have level 3 gems or higher across the board. No excuses. Shulk, give him double attack. That thing charges the Monado gauge like it's hopped up on G Fuel. Ryan, stack him with topple up strength and HP because he's basically your angry roller. Sharla gets Ether up and Electric Plus on her rifle because we're trying to melt circuits, not tickle them. Now then, we open gate number 4 and are immediately greeted by a giant fucking Mechon. This unit is huge. We charge in and Sharla immediately eats dirt. We get steamrolled. Besides that hiccup, Sword Valley is mostly just a Mechon killing playground. Most of them are a few levels below us, so we're basically power walking through a giant robot graveyard. Mumkar shows up again, still having the time of his miserable little life. He summons a Mechon mosh pit around us, flexing his green ether claws like he just got his nails done. Shulk saves Sharla with some anime bravado, and it's time for round 2. At first, the fight's chaos. Too many Mechon, not enough patience, but once they're gone, it's just us and Mumkar. We beat him down and Shulk hits Dunban with the old talk no jutsu and begging him not to kill Mumkar. Dunban hesitates. Mumkar doesn't? He eats himself off the edge. Great twist. Bye, loser. Cut to Alvis scheming like a chess grandmaster, and surprise, he's not fully on our side. Neither is Dixon, which yeah, he's had betray me later energy from the start. Shulk has another vision but keeps it to himself again because apparently learning from your mistakes is optional in anime. He decides that he has to save Fiora, and we roll with it. Welcome to Galahad Fortress, where the Mechon never stop coming, and doors exist solely to delay you slightly before more Mechon show up. New battle theme kicks in. Okay, I'm vibing. Our mission? Shut down the ether blast furnace. How? Hit a few turbines. Security? Barely any. It's literally push a button to disable the super weapon. I've seen gacha games with more defense. Who designed this place? We move deeper into the fortress, get obliterated by Mechon, reload and repeat until victory. We take the elevator down and Fiora jump scare. She ambushes us. Once we clear the Mechon around her, we try the whole hey remember us routine, but it doesn't work. Instead, she chases us. Cue the gang falling down. Everyone survives, barely. Shulk gets clocked and the Monado stops working. Dunban tries to reach Fiora with his own talk no jutsu and it almost works, but surprise, Fiora isn't in the driver's seat. Egil shows up like a JRPG final boss and goes, submit or die. We try fighting, but it's hopeless. No Monado, no chance. But then, in a flash of full anime redemption, Fiora breaks the control, goes beast mode, and attacks Egil full force. Everything explodes, and in a moment of sheer protagonist energy, Shulk dives off the tower to save her. Rip bows though. Wait, no, just kidding. This is Shulk's game. You really think they're killing him off halfway through? Shulk and Fiora wash up on the beach like it's the start of a romance anime. Boy meets girl. Girl is part Mechon. Boy has glowing sword powers. It's complicated. Shulk drags Fiora out of the Mechon like he's rescuing a cybernetic mermaid and plops her onto the sand. He gives her a little shake like she's a vending machine that ate his dollar. Decides she needs water, and how convenient. A fresh spring is literally right there. Mouth to mouth dramatic hug emotional scene, which looks hilarious because the Monado on Shulk's back is so massive and practically hitting her in the face. Fiora wakes up and drops some cryptic lore. She didn't feel pain, and when she came to, there was someone inside her. Not like that. Calm down. This someone's been trying to protect her and Shulk, but more on that later.
Welcome back, Fiora.
I'm glad to be here.
We set off again, but oh no, Fiora is EP. Shulk offers to carry her metaphorically and probably literally, but she tells them to go on without her. Shulk's like, nah, I'm your ride or die now. Then bam, Mechon fall from the sky like deadly robot pinatas. Shulk powers through the first wave, saying, this time I'll protect you. That sounds cool until wave 2 drops and he's immediately winded. Meanwhile, cut to Ryan and Sharla. They also survived falling hundreds of feet from the sky with no parachute, which makes no sense because this game definitely has fall damage. Xenoblade logic. Ryan has a short-lived depression arc. Shulk doesn't need me anymore. He mopes. Sharla hits him with a quick TED talk and he's cured. Do you think Shulk and the others are okay? She asks. I don't know, Sharla. Maybe check the massive crater where they landed. Anyway, we reunite and play as Ryan again. Mistake. Shulk won't enchant. Shulk never enchants. Always play as Shulk, folks. He also refuses to go behind enemies for backslash. Absolute clown behavior. With everyone back together, we get stomped by a frog boss. I try again. Stomped again. Later, during a cutscene, Sharla randomly does a spin, and it's unintentionally the funniest thing ever. Cut to Dunban and Ricky chilling at their beach camp. Dunban dumps some lore on Ricky, who probably forgets half of it by the time the scene ends. Eventually, we stumble into a village and reunite the whole gang. We are the Machina, says the locals. Honestly, the Machina people are kinda boring. Like, high Entia level boring. We do some time attack missions, then fight a level 60 spider that takes 14 actual minutes to kill. It won't stop dodging, but it also doesn't hit hard enough to finish us. It's like fighting a boss made of wet spaghetti and malice. Back outside, yup, it's raining again. We learn Fiora's systems are messed up and the Mechon lady offers to fix her. Okay, thanks. We meet the Mechon leader, who looks like if Jabba the Hutt fused with a car engine. Very round, very wet sounding voice. He wants us to kill Eggle, like, yeah, sure bro, that was already on the to-do list. But first, we need a piezoelectric,
unit.
Yeah, that thing, to fix Fiora. Great. Crab time. We kill some crabs on the beach for easy XP, but then get bodied twice by the mini-boss guarding the part we need. Incredible. Welcome to Crab Farming Simulator 2025. Why do these things give more XP than the Mechon? Who knows? Finally beat the Crab King, give the part to Fiora and rest up. And who shows up? Of course, it's Dixon. Dude has a GPS on us or something. How does he keep finding us? Pretty sus. He says we don't need to join the big battle and can just head straight for Eggle. Sweet. That means more crab murder on the way for fun. We move on and the camera treats us to some truly breathtaking shots of the Mechonis and the Bionis. Damn, this game's gorgeous. Anyway, it's into the Mechonis Field, finally. It's totally mechanical, says Ryan. Absolutely floored by this shocking development. Thank you, Detective Ryan. This place hits us with some calm, serene music. Like the game's trying to lull us into a false sense of not getting gang jumped by every other mech on the planet. And yup, Mechon swarm us instantly. Grunts, chords, and zebras? Who the hell is naming these things? Are we fighting robot wildlife now? We find the switch and activate a lift. But surprise, no power. Guess where the power supply is? Literally right behind us. Thank you, level design. Flip the next switch, take a step, and bam, glitch, dead, awesome. So of course, every single enemy I just fought respawns, including Mr. Moist, aka tentacle swinging Mechon, who has way too much body confidence. Go in a circle, kill them again, nearly get wiped out by a level 59 Mechon, until Ryan, the absolute king, saves the day. Goat behavior. We open a big gate which leads outside for some reason, and there's just one random Machina chilling alone on the catwalk like he's waiting for a bus. And whoosh, we go flying upwards at Mach 3. Another vent, another launch. Zero sense of safety protocols. The gang camps out for a bit and we get flashbacks about Gattle, which goes absolutely nowhere. Cut to Dumban hallucinating a Mechon creeping on him. Just your imagination, he says. Yeah, okay buddy, that's how horror movies start. I just now realized Ryan's new weapon can hurt Mechon without enchant, which means I can just spam Monado Buster and laugh. Life is good. We unlock another door guarded by more Mechon. They get deleted. Behind the door, an elevator. Of course, taking us even higher to a bigger door. Naturally. But Fiora's EP again. Girl has the battery of a 2009 iPod. Suddenly, explosion. A face Mechon shows up and ruins everything. Time to fight. He fires lasers at us and we hide behind cover. Guess who forgets that immediately and eats 2 beams to the face? Sharla. Ryan goes down and it's solo Shulk time, which goes about as well as you'd expect. Retry. Round 2, we take him down and plot twist, it's Gattle inside. Yup, Sharla's old boyfriend. He's brainwashed now and throws a giant explosion at the team just for fun. Thanks babe, miss you too. Cut to Eggle giving the most evil villain monologue ever while glowing ominously. Dramatic camera angles, evil voice, the works. Booba lady appears once again? Seriously, how many monologues and Monado lore dumps can one game fit in? High Antia and Dixon prepare to head towards Bionis to fight the Mechon. Meanwhile, Zanza might be evil. Big maybe. Anyway, elevator time again, and we enter the Mechonis Central Factory. And damn, this place is gorgeous. Platforms moving, glowing machinery, verticality everywhere. At this point, these Mechon are basically cardboard cutouts. We're steamrolling everything. Honestly, it's getting repetitive. Just waves of Mechon lining up to die. At least the music slaps hard enough to keep my brain from melting. We push a button and surprise, more Mechon. Wow, never would have guessed. What a bunch of jokers. Finally, some actual challenge, and I die. This game either forgets it has difficulty settings or throws me into a meat grinder. There's no middle ground. Boss fights are the only time it kinda gets it right, though even those get chopped up by cutscenes like poorly edited anime. Eventually, we find a vent that could be destroyed by an explosive. Insert your favorite Among Us joke here. Something something sabotage. This next batch of Mechon actually puts up a fight, so we build a bomb and boom, vent's gone. We finally get back to the plot, only to be greeted by more Mechon. Incredible. But hey, cutscene. Dixon shows up absolutely cooking Mechon in a high Entia plane, just mowing them down like it's Tuesday. Tuesday. We finally reach the capital, and the gang gets ambushed by holograms for the next lordom. Turns out Bionis and Mechonis used to be besties until a cosmic eldritch elbow dropped from orbit. Bionis panicked and tried to wipe out the Machina with the Monado. Who was holding the Monado? Oh look, it was Zanza. Shocker. Monado comp number 600. Anyway, now it's time for the ultimate challenge, a search quest, which is just pushing 4 buttons. Riveting stuff. I managed to craft a level 4 double attack gem, so now Shulk has a full set. That's a 45% chance to swing twice, and absolutely melt the Monado gauge. It's cracked. For real? We activate the teleporter, finally making progress, only for Gaddle to jump in from off screen like it's WWE. He's still trying to kill us, but he keeps missing Sharla on purpose. Frozen, loved, and brainwashed. Fiora needs time to get through to him, so of course we have to buy her that time. I died 8 times. 8? Why? Because Ryan keeps targeting the wrong goddamn enemy. Then Gaddle starts summoning back up every time his HP hits half. He also has instant laser beams that instantly wipe your party out. And shielding with the Monado? Lol, doesn't even matter. So I bite the bullet and flip on casual mode. Screw it. Suddenly, the fight becomes a toddler's coloring book. Bam, buster a few times and boom, he's down. Gaddle gives us his sad final monologue. Ryan tosses him some water and we cut to the war effort. Alvis announces that the Mechonis is awakening. Never a good sign. Eggle says he doesn't care if he dies. Shulk and him have a classic anime stare down, and we get that you shall pay spam, while wailing on him in another casual mode slapfest. Shulk tries to Monado his armpit, but Eggle grabs him by the head and throws him like a shoe toy. Eggle then apologizes for calling us bugs. Thanks man. He fuses with the Mechonis and Monadofies himself. The gang books it. Sharla gets hung up on Gaddle being gone, again. So Ryan slaps her with the "we got a job to do" speech. Gaddle shows up one last time to do a noble sacrifice and lets us escape. The Mechonis fully awakens. Everyone starts falling off the sword. We plummet too because Fiora couldn't hold the flight. Thankfully, Fat Junkman swoops in and saves everyone. Dixon's also here, being all, "I'm totally not evil," despite literally everything he does. Suspicious? Never. We head to the Mechonis core. The ship is pulling evasive maneuvers like it's dodging taxes. We blow our way in, and now Shulk starts questioning things. Is this really the right thing to do? Bro, now you're asking these questions? Then, Shulk starts tweaking out hard. Monado seizure round 3. He's still hiding visions from the party. He and Fiora literally run past Melia holding hands, and Melia just dies inside on the spot. We find the generator. It's alive and annoying, but it goes down, and the Monado levels up again. New art unlocked. Let's go. Cutscene time. Eggle's straight up piloting the Mechonis like it's an Evangelion. We fight again. This time, mid-fight, you have to destroy some generators or it's instant death. Of course, I died the first time. Second time, I'm a god. Fight ends with Shulk dodging missiles like he's in a Bayonetta game. Shulk's brain is now completely fried. He's got a Palpatine moment, hearing voices telling him to murder, but he decides not to because anime morals. Turns out the Monado is alive. Shulk might be strong enough to break Zanza's curse. He and Eggle are about to become besties when bam, Shulk gets shot in the back by none other than Dixon. Guy's got the most smug ass grin.
You shouldn't have done that, little brat.
Why? Hey, old man! Are you completely out of your mind?
Don't you kids ever shut up. I'm just doing my job, as always.
Zanza's disciple. Dixon, what are you?
I don't have to explain anything. As they say, seeing is believing. Now, witness it with your own eyes. The moment of Lord Zanza's return.
Shulk!
Eggle tries to stop it, but it's too late.
Shulk! Wait, who's this guy? Zanza.
Do not be surprised. Everything in this world is dictated by the passage of fate. As all that exists is interconnected, that is the vision of which I, the Monado, am the origin.
What do you mean? Zanza grew tired from our battle, and then the High Entier ancestors trapped him. His flesh was sealed away on Prison Island. His soul, and hence the Monado, was confined to Osse Tower.
But what does this have to do with Shulk?
Did you forget? Who discovered those ruins? Who was the survivor we found? And who brought back that survivor?
What are you saying? You planned all this when you found Shulk?
Jackpot. It was all for this day. In fact, there was never anyone called Shulk to begin with.
My soul existed inside the Monado. It was fated that I be released.
The people who found the Monado and freed it awoke Zanza. He sucked the lives from them so he could live. Shulk was among them.
Shulk was already dead. That's impossible. We grew up together.
You grew up with an empty shell. He appeared to live because I became his life force. That is until he had matured as my new vessel and become worthy of wielding the Monado, allowing me to truly awaken and finally return.
Lord Zanza is the soul of the Bionis, but he still needs a living body, just like Meyneth over there. Call that corpse a friend? Don't make me laugh.
So then, Shulk's ability to use the Monado.
And those visions that he used to save us.
All because of Lord Zanza.
Evil.
Yeah! There's more. We haven't even got to the best part.
What are you gonna do, Dixon?
Don't you get it? You're just in the way. The lot of you.
All life that is born from me must be returned to me eventually to complete the cycle. For me to continue my existence as before, then all must be restored to its former order. Eliminate my greatest obstacle. You, Meyneth. The Mechonis!
Bionis! I've been waiting for this day. Zanza!
Then the most anime shit happens. Meyneth fully emerges from Fiora, sacrifices herself in a god-tier attack, and Zanza warps to Present Island and commits planetary murder. Junk scoops us up again, Ego's dead, Mechonis is toast. Dixon returns, now with Telethia. We get completely bodied, but reinforcements? Nope. Instead we get Splort.wave on loot, as the high Entia gets ether sucked and transformed into more Telethia. Melia's brother gets one cool moment, saving the day with a noble sacrifice. But let's be honest, I don't care about these characters. Land is toast. The game's trying to make it sad, but it's just background noise. Cut to Shulk in space. Memory rewind sequence. Alvis is up there dooming about reality. Back on the battlefield, the Telethia swarm in like it's a bullet hell. Dixon is laughing his ass off while we're dying. Then, Shulk returns with a flip, the Monado in hand. Hero moment unlocked. We throw hands with Dixon. The Telethia go down like flies. Dixon calls Alvis, who proceeds to spawn more Telethia like a busted Yu-Gi-Oh card. Cutscene time. Dixon dips again. Meanwhile, Fiora is maybe dying again, but doesn't want to tell Shulk because that makes sense. So now it's off to the final area, which means a whole lot of cutscenes. We enter the Bionis Interior, the home of jellyfish and even more Telethia. We get a dramatic zoom out, and yeah, it looks sick. On the way to the heart, we fight some floating blobs and a giant cat thing. Honestly, I've stopped questioning this game's enemy design. At the heart, the evil High Entia lady is waiting for us, and no plot twist. She summons Melia's brother and just straight up kisses him in front of her. Alright then, time to throw hands. She summons these annoying little elemental orbs, but we just spam chain attacks until she explodes. Melia's brother gets his "I'm free now sister" moment and then pieces out into the ether. The lady is pissed, then she also gets ether nuked along with him. Sudden Dixon jump scare. He tells us he's chilling at Prison Island and invites us to pull up, so we do. We're back climbing this place again, only now from the inside. I skipped 90% of the enemies because thank god for casual mode. I would have lost 5 more hours of my life otherwise. Finally, plot resumes. We arrive at a Baki tournament looking arena. Dixon's up above being smug, and he summons a chimera to kill us, but this man clearly doesn't realize I'm in easy mode, and chain attacks are basically war crimes. We kill the first monster, platform drops, another one, then another, then another. It's a monster factory down here. The music's going crazy though, feels like we're about to punch a god. 3 dinosaurs try to roll up on me and I just walk past like, not today Jurassic Park. Eventually we get a puzzle prompt, find the key for the big hole, so naturally ringing a bell spawns a dragon, because that's how keys work now. Enter Dragon King Alcar. Cool name, nearly 10 levels higher than me. Still goes down like a chump thanks to the topple train. We reach the point of no return, and hell yeah, we're finishing this adventure. Cutscene time. Otharon and Juju are fighting Telethia, and out of nowhere a face Mechon saves Juju and just flies off. Thanks mysterious edgy Mechon. We make it to the top of Prison Island and there's Dixon, just leaning against the wall like nothing's happening. Try not to stare at his lips, they are freaking the hell out. He transforms into what I can only describe as a roided up Monster Energy mascot. I popped the longest chain attack I've ever done, done and Dixon tries to charge, Fiora stops him. Cue cutscene. Dixon's motivation? He just likes fighting. That's it. Anime nonsense. He foot dives Shulk like he's Dr. Doom, and then the whole squad jumps in to gang up on him. The power of friendship activates, and Shulk and Fiora slowly walk toward him like it's a cover of a romance anime. Final fight with Dixon. We win. He lights a cigar and says whatever, and dies. Honestly a vibe. Then we get teleported to space. 8th boss rush time. Momkar, Zord, and a Telethia, and Gadol's ghosts all show up. We beat him, and the gang gets warped again. Now to a really cool looking void. Cue the final cutscene.
Welcome, Shulk.
It's Zanza.
But he looks different.
I had planned to use the body obtained from Shulk as a vessel in which to dwell for the next millennium. I came to possess a great and unexpected power. There is no longer any need for the life of Bionis.
It's time to slap Zanza. We fight him. He pulls out a broken, overpowered god attacks. We die. Second try, die again. Third try, alrighty, let's go. We get an anime montage of the whole crew fighting together. Real peak moment stuff.
It shows me my enemy. It reveals the future I must change. Why should we care? What's important isn't whether you can see the future or not. It's the will to make a choice, and the strength to seize your destiny. Our time has come. Our destiny is our own!
Then Shulk literally pulls a third Monado out of his ass. Anime ass pull of the century right here, folks. Through the power of friendship, he slays a god, like a literal god. Lore dump time. Turns out the world was created by Zanza and Meyneth. Alvis asked Shulk for a wish, and now he's basically the new god. Ryan jump scare. Everyone's here. Shulk wishes for a world with no gods, just vibes. So, Earth I guess. Boom, everything resets. The world's normal again. People are vibing. No space, no gods, no glowing swords, no evil lip glitches. Final POV. Fiora's looking for Shulk. They talk about the future. It's soft. It's sweet. They don't even kiss. And that was a faulty breakdown of Xenoblade Chronicles. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, shoot it a like. And if you want to be part of the community, join the Discord. That's it from me. Peace out and have a damn good one.
Fuck Aaron Hansen. Walkable city. Gay femboy sex.